Hey everybody, this is Daniel from fitnessblender.com, and today I'm going to be taking you through a strength training routine for those legs. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking for, especially those guys, have been asking for mass building routines, and this one is going to be a really good candidate for that mass building. The only difference is going to be you want to do slightly fewer repetitions, you might want to wait a little bit longer in between sets, and you're going to want to use more weight. The more weight you use, the more you're going to be moving towards that mass building. The lower number of repetitions you use in conjunction with that, the more it's going to be mass building. So I'm going to be going through 3 sets of 8 repetitions for mine. I don't have a real heavy amount of weight here. I'm using a barbell or a type of barbell, so you might actually want to do this at a gym using something like an Olympic bar and a squat rack. So it's up to you is what you have. If you don't have a barbell, you don't have access to a gym, then you can do this at home just fine with a pair of dumbbells and maybe a weighted vest or a sandbag, something to add a little extra weight to it. You just might not be able to get a really good mass building routine out of it. So if you don't have something that's really heavy, you're just going to add more repetitions. So this is going to be anywhere from 6 to 10 repetitions for strength building. Anything over that, and you start getting into a little bit more toning. All right, so like I said, we're going to be going through 3 sets of 8 repetitions each. We've got an AB style format going for you, so we're going to go through 4 groups of 2 exercises at a time. Once we get through all of those, 3 sets of each, we're going to be done. So let's go ahead and get started with our first round here in just a second. Before we do that, make sure you get a warm-up in because we're doing some really intense strength training type stuff. You want to make sure that body's completely warmed up before you start. So if you haven't gotten a warm-up in, go ahead and get that done right now. We'll start back in just a second. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get ready for our first 2 exercises. Our first 2 are going to be a traditional squat and a traditional deadlift. So I'm going to be using the max amount of weight I can with my barbell here, which is going to be 115 pounds. I'm using that for each one of these. So again, 8 repetitions. Let's start off with a traditional squat. So because I'm starting off from the ground, I'm going to need to do a clean and press to get it up over top of my shoulders. So once it's on your shoulders, like I said, just a traditional squat to start out with. Feet just about shoulder to hip width apart. Nice and slow, drop down. Keep that back flat, as low as is comfortable. Right back up again. Almost lock those knees out, keep them a little bit soft. Right back down again. Keep those lungs open. Keep those those knees tracking right over top of those feet. The myth about knees over toes is completely fictitious. The only thing you want to watch is making sure that you're mimicking the angle of your back to the angle of your shin. If you're doing that, your squat form is perfect. Just keep that back nice and flat. Like I said, keep those lungs open. Got one more repetition. And let it relax. I'm going to move right into a deadlift. I'm actually going to keep this bar right up on my shoulders. So flat back again. This one, regular deadlift that lets those knees bend. So just straight over as far as you can. Right back up. Keep those lungs open. Back nice and flat. Try to get that chest as parallel to the ground as you can. 3 more. Try not to hold your breath. Your body's going to try to make you hold your breath. But try to keep those lungs open. If you're doing really heavy lifting, you might need to use a Valsalva maneuver, but try not to. The longer you can go without using it. It's our last one. Back into squats. The longer you can skip that or using that Valsalva maneuver, the more work you're going to do in your core. So nice and slow, squat it down. Back up. Keep those lungs open, flat back. Turn a little bit so you can see me from a different angle. Halfway. Nice, slow, controlled motion. One more. And let it relax. I'm gonna switch back to a deadlift in front. Nice flat back again. Slowly drop it down. Right back up. A little bit of a bend in those knees. Keep that back flat, as far down to the ground as you can go. Three more. And last one. Go ahead and let that relax. We got one more set of each. But let those muscles recover for just a second before we start into that last one. Just keep those feet moving, keep those legs moving. Nice big full deep breath. Try to recover as much as you can. If you're lifting really, really heavy, you might need to take upwards of a minute to 2 minutes break in between that. I'm not lifting quite heavy enough to take that long of a break, but that's the idea. The heavier you're lifting, the longer you need to take. All right, let's go and get these last two sets taken care of. So getting back to that squat. All right, traditional squat, feet just about shoulder width apart, down nice and slow, flat back, right back up. Keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath. Little tiny bit of a bend in that knee at the top. Don't completely lock your knees out. If you're lifting really, really heavy, then go ahead and lock, break, pause for just a second. This is our last one. On the other hand, if you're not lifting really, really heavy, keep those knees slightly bent. It'll make it that much harder. All right, one more set of that deadlift. Starting straight up and tall, flat back, chest pushed out, and slowly down, slight bend in that knee. Keep those lungs open. Again, if you're lifting really, really heavy, you can rest the top by kind of leaning back and locking out a little bit. Otherwise, keep that chest slightly forward to always engage those hamstrings, those glutes, and that lower back. One more. And let it relax. All right, those are our first two exercises done. Go ahead and pause here if you need a little extra rest. We'll be back starting those next two exercises in just a second. All right, guys, let's go and get ready for our next round. This one is going to be a traditional lunge, alternating, so left then right, just alternating each time, and then a hip raise, and I'll show you how to do that when we get down on the ground for it. So our lunge is gonna be the first one to start off. I'm starting off with 95 pounds for mine. So go ahead and grab that weight. Again, up over top of those shoulders. And an alternating lunge. So step out with one foot, barely touch that knee to the ground, and step out with that opposite foot the next time. Just alternating back and forth. Get as low as you can control, making sure you're keeping that back straight up and down, or relatively straight up and down. Making sure that back is flat though, back always stays straight. Have a little tiny bit of a forward lean if you want to, but make sure it stays flat. Now since we're doing alternating, we've got to do 8 on each leg. This is going to hurt a little bit. Just a few more through, keep those lungs open. Almost done. Wow, one more. Wow. And let it relax. All right, go and set that weight up. I'm going to switch off to a little bit lighter for the next one. So I'm going to be down to 75 pounds for this one. All right, set this off to the side. You're gonna lay down flat on your back. Grab that weight. Bring it across your hips. Flat down on your back. With your hands, kind of press that barbell down onto those hips. So it's just underneath the crest of that hip. Heels as close to you as is comfortable. Make sure that bar is even on left and right side. And start out by squeezing those hips up. A little bit of a hover and back up. Again, keep those lungs open. Squeeze those glutes as tight as you can. And let it relax. Get that weight back over. And set it back up. All right. So we're gonna move back to those lunges. That one was a little bit rough, so I'm gonna drop the weight again. I'm just gonna stay right where I am at that 75-pound mark. So we're starting into those lunges one more time. Whenever you're ready, go and grab that bar. And back up to those shoulders. And do that lunge again. Out. Knee almost touches the ground or barely touches. Right back up. Just alternating every single step. Halfway. Try to keep that weight evenly dispersed between that front and rear leg. Almost done. One more each side. The last one. And let it relax. Bring that weight back down. Actually, we're gonna stay right where we are, at least I am, for those hip raises. So whenever you're ready, back down on the ground, flat on your back. So again, grab that bar. Bring it over top of those hips. Flat on your back. Make sure that weight is even from left to right. Heels as close as is comfortable. And start up, squeeze those hips up. Nice tight squeeze. Keeping that bar up on those hips. Two more. One left. And let it relax. All right, set that weight back up. Got one more set of those lunges, one more set of those hip raises. Nice big deep breath. Give you a little extra rest here. Get ready for that last set of each. Now if you're lifting for mass, that third set should be almost impossible to complete. So those last few repetitions should be very, very, very difficult, to the point where you probably should have a spotter with you. So if you're doing this at home, it's a good idea to go a little bit lighter, just so you don't get into a sticky spot and hurt yourself. All right, next round of those lunges. Go ahead and grab that bar, back up to those shoulders. All right, our last round of lunges. Start them up. Keep those lungs open. Don't hold your breath. Nice fluid motion. Wow, it's 10, 6 more. Try to evenly disperse that weight from front to rear leg. You're gonna have a tendency to put more of that weight on that front leg. Oh, and last one. All right, there you go. Actually drop that weight off to the side. We're doing that last round of those hip raises next. All right, let's go and do them. Sitting down on the ground, bring that barbell across. Flat on your back. Bring those heels in as close as is comfortable. Holding that bar in place, make sure it's even. And press those hips up. Almost done. One more. And let it relax. All right. Go and set that weight back. And let it relax. All right, that's our end of group number 2. Go ahead and pause it if you need a little extra rest. Otherwise, we'll be starting in that group number 3 here in just a second. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and move into our next group, group number 3. This one is going to be a side lunge. So I'm using relatively light weight. Side lunges are actually really hard because they put all that weight just on one leg. So I'm using 65 for my side lunge, and then we're gonna be doing a calf raise with both feet. This one is going to be with 75, just a little extra weight, just to make those calves really burn out. So let's go ahead and get started with our side lunge. Again, up over top of those shoulders. So go ahead and grab that bar. Up over top of those shoulders, feet really nice and wide. Nice and slow, you can bend just one leg, keep the other one locked out. Again, we're going to be doing a total number on each leg, so 16 rather than just 8 individual. So let's start out 1 and 2. We're going to 16. Keep those lungs open, flat back. Just keep alternating back and forth. One more on each side. And let it relax. Go and stand back up straight. Pop that weight off those shoulders. Alright. Select that weight for those calf raises. Like I said, I'm going a little bit heavier on these calf raises. My legs are starting to feel like jello. I don't know about yours. They're not quite wanting to cooperate anymore. All right, so calf raises are next. You can either hold it right in front of those thighs or again up over top of those shoulders. I'm gonna hold it in front of my thighs. You're gonna be balancing for this one. Let's grab that weight. Feet again, just about shoulder to hip width apart. Feet facing straight forward. Nice and slow, just raise up on those calves. Try to balance as best you can, nice and slow down. Make sure you get a full extension at the top. If you have a step handy, you can try it off of a step. Because you don't have anything to hold on to as far as balance goes, it makes it a little bit harder. Nice tight squeeze at the top. Just 2 more. Last one. Tight squeeze. Slowly down. And let it relax. Go and drop that weight off. Again, dropping that weight down a little bit more for those side lunges. So again, grab that weight for that one. All right, round number 2 of those side lunges. Go and grab that barbell. Up to those shoulders. Nice wide stance again. And start it up. Nice flat back. Keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath. Nice low squat on each side. Nice low side lunge. 4 more. 2 left. And let it relax. Walk it back up. Pop that bar off your shoulders. And go and switch that weight for those calf raises. All right, when you're ready, go and grab that bar. Starting back into those calf raises, nice flat back, pushing that chest forward, and start them up on those toes. As tight as you can, slowly back down. Keep that heel just barely off the ground. Don't let it completely relax. Lungs open. Now you most likely be able to do quite a bit more weight with this one. Just make sure you're challenging yourself to finish off that last set. 1 more. And let it relax. Go and drop that weight. All right. That's round number 2, or set number 2 for both of those. Got 1 more set of each. All right, go and grab that weight for those side lunges. All right, grab that bar. That weight up on your shoulders. Nice wide stance. And start them up off to one side. Flat back. That's 10 right there. Keep them going. One more on each side. Last one. And let it relax. Drop that weight. Go ahead and select that weight for those calf raises. All right, let's go and get them done. These calf raises aren't too bad. Feet just about hip shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward, and start them up. Nice tight squeeze the top, slowly down, a little bit of hover underneath those heels, right back up. Keep those lungs open. Almost done. 2 left. And one more. And let it relax. All right, go ahead and set that weight down. All right, that is the end of group number 3. We have just one more group to go. This one you're not gonna need any weight for, so go ahead and get that weight out of the way. And we'll be starting back in on that one in just a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have just one group left to go through. This last one is gonna be just body weight, but of course it's gonna be designed to just kill those legs, just finish them off completely. So we're gonna be doing a single leg squat, one on each side, and then we're also gonna be doing a squat jump. So as hard as you possibly can on each one of these, making sure you're just really killing those legs. So let's go ahead and start off with a single leg squat. If you've never done this before, it's a lot harder than it looks. What you're gonna do is stand on one leg, the other leg's gonna be out in front of you. Don't let it tuck behind you. You want out in front. If you need to, you can support yourself with that leg a little bit to help yourself get back up, but try to keep that leg off the ground as you drop. Preferably keep it up off the ground the entire time. So we're gonna do a single leg squat on both legs, 8 repetitions, and we'll switch in to those squat jumps. All right, so starting on my left leg, whichever leg you wanna start with, other leg out in front, and squat it down, nice and slow, and back up. Keep those arms out for balance if you need to. Just as low as you can go. Just keep those lungs open. Almost done. Oop, lost my balance there. One more. And let it relax. That leg shake out for just a second. Do the same thing on the leg. Switch those feet. Other leg comes in front. And start up. Try to keep that speed nice and slow. Under control. Same speed on the way down as the way back up. Keep those lungs open. Just a few more. One left. And let it relax. All right, let those legs shake out for just a second. Now we're starting that first set of our squat jumps. So you're only doing 8 repetitions. You're not gonna be doing it for a really long time. So the goal is to do it as hard as you possibly can. 100% effort. Try to get as high as you possibly can every single repetition. Try to squat down as low as you can every single repetition, as quick as possible. All right, so 8 repetitions at your own speed, moving as fast as you can, getting as much range of motion as you can, and start them up. And let it relax. All right, it's the first one of those done, which means we've got to start into our next round, those single leg squats. Starting back over, starting back on my left leg, whichever leg you started with last time, and start it up. Woo, that burns already. Keep those lungs open. One more. All right, so if you did that many repetitions on that leg, it means you have to match it with the other side. Let's go ahead and start over on the other side. Switch those feet and begin. Nice low squat. Keep those lungs open, breathing normally. Almost done. 2 more repetitions. Last one. Oh, and let it relax. All right, shake those legs out for just a second. We got our next round of those squat jumps. Whew, this is gonna hurt. Remember, 100% effort, as hard as you possibly can, focusing on trying to get as much distance off the ground as possible, at the same time as dropping down into a nice deep squat every single time. Okay, round number 2. Start them up. 1, 2. Oh man, that hurts. All right, let it relax. Got one more set of each of these, and then we're done. So keep pushing through it. 100% effort left. All right. Starting back over with those single leg squats. Other leg out in front, nice flat back. And start it. Squat it down and back up. Keep them going. 2 more. 1 left. Yeah, and let it relax. All right, got to match on the other side. Okay, no more wasting time. Let's get them done. Just 2 more to go. 1 left. Ouch, and let it relax. Let those legs shake out. We are so close to being done. Got 1 more round of those jump squats left. 100% effort. Don't leave anything behind. All right, start them up. 1, 2. Oh, whew, man, my legs are toast. I don't know about yours, but I think mine are gonna be mighty sore tomorrow. So that was our last exercise, our last set, our last repetition, which means this workout is complete. Good job, guys. See you next time. Don't forget to do a cool down stretch.